guys, and welcome to my channel. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. At this point in your life, you already know, hey, I would like to be an SLPA. I know this is for me. This is my career path. At this point, you already know what it entails to be an SLPA. You know what speech therapy is. You love the concept. And you're wondering, how do I get licensed? I graduated from a four-year institution with a bachelor's in communication sciences and disorders. So I can only ethically speak for my personal experience and for the state of Texas, because that's where I live, that's where I'm licensed. First things first, you have to find a company willing to give you these observation and experience hours. That part can be a little disheartening because it's a tedious process. So be prepared, because a lot of the companies out there expect you to already have your license. And I'm pretty sure you're like me. Okay, so if everybody wants me to have my license, how am I gonna get my hours? But hey, don't give up. Keep going, keep going. Do not let that discourage you. Just keep applying, and you'll find a company that'll say, hey, yes, we'll give you your observation hours. Those hours are unpaid, so be prepared for that. Once you found a company that is willing to give you your observation hours, I can only speak for myself. My company that I work for hired me with the intent to provide me my clinical observation hours unpaid, so that they would sign it so my SLP would sign it at the end, and then I would get my license. They basically led me through the whole process, which was very, very great, which is I needed, because I didn't know what I was doing. Like I had been searching for so long, so I didn't know what came next once it was time for me to complete the process. So luckily I had a company who they looked at my resume, they knew that I was a perfect candidate for this, and I'm like, okay, but I don't have my hours. Like at this point, I had applied to a lot of job opportunities and been declined because I did not have my license. So this time I told them straight up front, I was like, okay, y'all, thank you, but I just want to let y'all know up front, I don't have my license on hand. And they rebutted with, that's fine. We will give you the hours that you need to get licensed before you start with us. And I was like, oh my God. I was so happy. So yeah, it is unpaid, so be prepared for that. Now it's on to the aspect of paperwork. Paperwork starts even once that company that you work for is hiring you, because you're gonna have to submit your observation hours that you have. Every company's different. I can only speak for my journey once again and the company that I work for. So during my undergrad, when I was in clinical procedures, we did get 25 hours for taking that class, because we were in observation, scheduled observations a few days a week. So at the end of the course, we basically got 25 hours, and our professor, who was also an SLP, gave us our observation verification letter. So that gave us 25 hours to start off with upon graduation. And in the state of Texas, I believe you have to have 50 observation hours in order to be licensed for the state of Texas. So coming up, they wanted to see my observation letter, which they already gave to us. So I just printed it out and I sent it over to them. That's 25 hours in the bank, letting them know, hey, all I need is 25 additional hours from you, and then we can go. So as you all know, or are about to find out, you have to have your SRS, which is your Supervisory Responsibility Statement form. This states that you are working on getting your license. You have an SLP who is going to supervise you. It's going to say how many hours they're going to supervise you for, what company you're going to be working for. All that information is going to be on here. So you have to find an SLP who, before you can fill this form out. Like you're not going to be able to fill this form out without an SLP. So you put your name. Of course, you're not going to have your license number yet, so use your social security number. Your supervisor puts their name, information, license number, email, all that. So I'm going to go through and fill this form out. You cannot fill this form out without a supervisor. That's basically all this is. I noticed in a lot of groups that I'm in, this form is the most confusing to understand. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, you're gonna need a supervisor to fill this form out for you before you can start your observation. Before you can do anything. Okay, guys, so next up is the jurisprudence exam. Everyone always gets so nervous. I know I was when I found out I had to take an exam, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, how do I study for this? What am I supposed to know? I'm in my Facebook groups like, hey guys, any tips you can give me? Boom, don't worry about it. You'll get this certificate after you complete it, and I just want you to know that it's open book. They give you the material that you need to study and learn. Although it's important for you to learn this material, you can always go back and refer to the things that they give you when you take the exam. So don't worry, don't stress. It's foolproof. You can't fail it. And if you do fail it, it's okay. Just take it again and read a little bit better. Just kidding. But yeah, so then you take the jurisprudence exam. You're out there with your observation hours at this time. All your paperwork is submitted, and you're waiting to hear back from ASHA about your license number. You're waiting to get approved. So there's the jurisprudence exam, and there's also a background check that you have to do. So you'll go get your fingerprints and fill out the information for the background check, which your company will give you, I believe. I don't know if ASHA gives one, because like I said, I did mine with my company. But yeah, so you do your background check, and while all this is being submitted, you're waiting for ASHA to administer your denial or approval of licensure, and then you get your license number and you get a card. And everything involving my process to getting licensed can be found on the 2020 ASHA standards page. If you go to ASHA, you look up their standards for becoming an SLPA, and everything, although I'm shortchanging the terminology and everything because I want it to be as relatable as possible, it can be found on the ASHA website on their 2020 standards. And it'll also give you other methods to obtaining your license. I can post that link below if you're interested in going and actually seeing more ways to become a licensed SLPA. And that just about wraps it up. I hope this video was found helpful for anyone who is looking forward to working in the world of speech language pathology as an assistant. And I will talk to you guys on the next installment.